Hey guys, what's going on? It's your boy MKS. Do another video, I give another topic. This time I want to talk about 18. I talked about how different numbers remind me of different things, or I have these patterns and that sort of thing. And 18 reminds me of positive affirmations for some reason. Always a number I choose to think of positive affirmations. I think it's got the word 18, the number 18, sorry, which reminds me of positive. Um, so I was thinking of talking about a positive, or in this case, I suppose instead of positive affirmations, it's more things that I'm grateful for. In hindsight, perhaps I would have done positive affirmations, but I think I'm going to stick to the thing I've been thinking about. And I suppose this is kind of related to positive affirmations, like repeating things that help you to feel positive, like I am grateful, or I am healthy, or I am skinny, or I am whatever you want to become. And you sort of say those things, and hopefully it helps you to push yourself to be like that. I think that's what affirmations are, sort of affirm to yourself, to believe in yourself or something like that. Please post in the comments if you can give me a better definition of positive affirmations, or what positive affirmations mean to you. But I was thinking, because of all the negative things in the world with coronavirus and disease and poverty and suffering, unfortunately, and things like that, I thought I'd try and flip it on its head, if you like, and make it a bit more, talk about some of the more positive things. So yeah, I wanted to talk about things I'm grateful for, even though sometimes I have a negative mind and have these problems with hoarding or with anxiety, or not always having the most gratitude. So I think every now and then to think of and write and talk about, in this case, type or as well, and that sort of thing, as things that you're grateful for, I think is something that is a positive thing that can hopefully help people to be more happy and think about what they're grateful for as well. So anyway, I'm going to get on with the list, and I hope that made sense anyway. So yeah, thinking about and writing or typing, I suppose it's the same thing, but writing on paper or typing on PC, I suppose it's the same kind of thing, but in a different method, but also like, or talking about your, in this case, things that you're grateful for. So anyway, I thought I'd do my own, and if you would like to, please post in the comments. Please feel free to post anything you like in the comments, such as things you're grateful for. So anyway, I thought without further ado, I'll try and get to the list. So number one, I'm grateful for not being alone in the world, because like a lot of time I say I love to be on my, like to have my own personal space, where I like to have, I'm not a big fan of relationships. I like being single, which is another video I hope to come to in the future, maybe tomorrow or next Saturday or Sunday or something like that. Or some other day. But anyway, but at the same time, I think if I was on a planet on my own, or by myself, without any company from other people or animals or anything else to talk to, well, animals obviously can't really, but like pet dogs or something you can stroke or whatever, but obviously people you can listen to and you can talk to and learn from. And even though I'm quite a shy and reserved guy, I think it's every now and then I need company as well, in a sort of way, like friends or people you hang around with, again, or you listen to. Hopefully I'll learn to listen more to other people as well. But yeah, so not being alone, like, I think it's like, it reminds me of a biblical teaching, which is not that I'm a scholar or anything, or particularly religious or anything like that, but it does remind me of the biblical teaching about it's not fair to leave. I think it's something like, it's not fair to leave man on his own. So that's why God made us companions. Although I'm not a big fan of weddings, marriage, monogamy, formal relationships, I call them formal relationships, but I replace the P with a T, so I'm not too keen on them. But anyway, I suppose if you're old enough to understand, you'll know what I mean. Anyway, so I'm going to try and crack on with this. But yeah, so to conclude, point one, I love the fact that I've got company. Like, I'd love to do better, to overcome my learning disabilities, so to speak, if you know what I mean. Like, I talked before about having dyslexia and dyspraxia. and I think dyspraxia affects me quite badly. So to live independently would be really hard. But in a way, I'd love to live independently, but I'd still love to like go outside and talk to people and listen to people and like listen to YouTube videos and be able to communicate through YouTube. It feels like it, even though you're not directly talking to someone, it still feels like we're talking to other people through a camera. You feel like you're getting company. I think certainly feels like that to me quite a lot. So I'm grateful not being alone in the world. Anyway, moving on. Number two, I'm grateful for my health. Like I can see, I can listen, I can hear people, I can learn from people. I can see, I can hear, I can walk, I can talk. I love being able to walk. Little things you don't always think about when you're feeling stressed or whatever, like being able to walk, being able to go outside at least a little bit. I know we've got. I was thinking about this list before coronavirus as well, but just generally. But hopefully, hopefully it'll come to an end soon, and coronavirus and hopefully people will appreciate more, like being able to walk, go outside, and things like that. But yeah, I appreciate being able to see as well and hear. And even though I don't always have the best diet, or I don't always eat or drink the best food or drink respectively, or look after my body as well as I should, certainly in terms of diet, or in terms of not letting myself be stressed, or in terms of like sitting down and watching YouTube videos, or in terms of sitting down quite a lot and trying to write, but not actually keeping myself always active in many ways. But although I do go for walks quite a lot, and ever since I was quite like 13 or 14, I've been walking long distances. So in that way, I do kind of look after my body. But in terms of I still do sit down quite a lot. But also in terms of eating and drinking the wrong food and drink and things like that. So I probably should look after my body more. But when I think about it, I do appreciate it. So yeah, that sort of thing. So basically, my health. Number three, I appreciate being relatively free. Sometimes I wish life was more free and there was less rules, less laws, and things like that. But I think living, like I talk about when I support in countries like what I talk about the four and supporting Indigenous Australasians and people from Africa, the Americas, Native Americans, and people from Asia, Indigenous people from those four regions or places. At the moment, I'm talking about Asia, but when I think about it, I think I disagree with Britain colonizing other countries or America colonizing other countries, but in many ways, if you think about it, like the UK has got a lot more freedoms in some ways, and I'm sure America in many ways too have got much more freedoms, I'm sure, and human rights and things like that than other countries. Like you can criticise the government if you want to, or things like that. So that you don't always have in other countries. And I think those other countries could learn about human rights and think about what freedoms people should have. So I'm grateful for having the freedoms I do have. Number four, on that note, I'm also grateful for having the general human rights and living in relative peace. Like I know sometimes I argue with my family or friends or whatever, but generally speaking, in terms of like if you look at people who are going through domestic abuse, unfortunately, or like their parents beat them up or their husband or wife beats them up or whatever it is, I'm grateful that I don't have to go through that. So to be at relative peace, away from violence, I avoid conflict as much as I can, and so yeah, having relative peace in my life, certainly compared to other people, I'm quite appreciative of that and human rights. And I try and think about what I do have, and also like another thing I was thinking, like as I say about numbers, reminding me of certain things. The number four reminds me or makes me think of forgiveness. So I don't 100% know if God has forgiven me for any of my sins or negative things I've done, but I hope He does. So like even the hope that He forgives my sins. So hope and joy and things like that I'm grateful for as well, and hopeful that God forgives my sins as well as other people forgive me for bad things I've said or done as well. And also the strength, hopefully, to forgive other people for things they might have done, and being quite, as the Bible says, again, I'm not a scholar or anything like that, or I'm a churchgoer or any particular religious, but I do certainly adhere to some of the parts of the Bible at least, and like trying to forgive people and hopefully having the strength, ironically, to be not necessarily physical strength, but the strength to be sort of meek and mild and sort of mild mannered and try to forgive and forget and get on with people and avoid conflict and things like that, and avoid being angry as much as possible. So I'm grateful for those sorts of strengths and things like that as well. Number 5, the 3 F's. Like again, I know sometimes they can be a bit of a pain or they can be a bit of a hassle, and I've seen the 3 F's basically are family, friends, and faith. That's what I mean by the 3 F's. And I've seen like Facebook groups where they say faithless and free, meaning I'm sure what they mean by that is like if you believe in God, you believe there's some higher power who can tell you what to do or who can punish you or things like that. So, but I think there are some advantages to faith, like it can give you hope and peace of mind sometimes and things like that. So I think there's advantages to it as well, and obviously family who can support each other and listen to each other, hopefully sometimes at least, and be there for each other and all that kind of thing, at least sometimes, hopefully. And yeah, that sort of thing. So yeah, family, friends, and faith. Number 6, I'm grateful to have like ideas or unique abilities or talents. Sometimes I know I haven't got that many strengths. I often say like I'm just someone with an imagination and ideas. I don't have much other than that. Although Einstein said imagination is more important than knowledge, and I think he said that apparently it's a true measure of intelligence in a way. So although I don't have many strengths, I'm not the best academically or in other areas, but and I know a lot of people say like ideas are a dime a dozen, or they're not that important, but I do have a lot of ideas, and I'm sort of grateful for them, and hope I can put them into practice and do my best. And I'm grateful for the opportunities to be challenged and to do the best I can in life, hopefully. Number 7, yeah, and basically for the opportunities I have and to try and do my best and the things I've learned and things like that. Number 7, I'm grateful to have rest when I need to, and to have shelter over my head, enough to eat, enough to drink. I would say relative peace, and yeah, that sort of thing. And every now and then, obviously, you need rest, like the Bible says. Again, I'm not a scholar. I keep mentioning the Bible, but I don't want to give a false impression like that. I go to the church or I'm super religious or anything like that. But it does make me think like about, even though I'm not purely religious or whatever, or hugely religious or whatever, but I do believe in God. But it's nearly forgot my chain of thought as well. But there's a time and a place for everything. So sometimes you need to work, sometimes you need to rest, and that sort of thing. Number 8, I'm grateful for peace, love, positive things, all things I have, all things I own, positive experiences, the chance I get to smile, laugh, joke, and all those positive emotions, and helping other people and loving other people, trying to support other people as well. Like I talk about supporting people in Asia and places like that, in slums and orphanages, and my fellow dyslexics, and trying to connect dyslexic schools together and to spread love and all that positive vibes, hopefully. And I know sometimes things are a bit negative, but I hope to look on the bright side and learn to look on the bright side. I'm appreciative for lists like this, and like every time I can think of positive things, or when I can do these positive affirmation lists, I'm grateful for the list itself. 9, I'm grateful for any writing I get to do or work I get to keep. I know I've got this strange fascination with hoarding and keeping things, but I'm kind of grateful that I get to sometimes I look at what I don't have or what I do lose, like if I lose paperwork or a piece of paperwork, or I lose, or it gets ripped or damaged, I'm sort of like, I get annoyed by it, or I get frustrated, or it makes me even a little bit depressed, perhaps a little bit, but or sad at least. But I'm grateful that I get to, I should be more grateful for what I do have, whether that's paperwork or basically things to write on, things to do, things to keep me busy, things to learn, listening to other people and things like that, and learning as much as I can. And I'm hoping to look at more what I am grateful for. I thought this really corny idea, I don't know if it's corny is the right word, but I thought, like, imagine if I go, I know they're not living things. But imagine if I go to each of my notebooks or things I get to write in and say I appreciate you to each of them. I don't know if that makes any sense, but another one of my quirky ideas. But anyway, so I'm grateful for my paperwork and things I do get to keep, and also like hoping to share those ideas with other people, and hopefully some of them will be, or as many of them as possible, will be good ideas. Hopefully someone out there will be able to read them, like in Asia and places like that, and they'll be able to work on them. And number 10, I'm grateful to again to help other people. My dream about helping the poorest 10% of people in every possible country, people from slums, orphanages, people with learning disabilities, because I have learning disabilities, so I have something in common with them, but I especially want to help people in Asia. I hope to talk in the future about the reasons why that is again, but I think I've probably covered them. Because let's say I help someone in the, I don't want this video to be too long, so I'll try not to waffle, but let's say I know it's already a bit long, but let's say I try and help dyslexics in the UK, let's say, then they have to pay, then they do well, they pay taxes and all that, and it goes towards, and that's why I'd rather support dyslexics in Asia. I don't know if that makes sense. It's a bit quirky way of thinking, I know, but I hope it makes some sort of sense anyway. But like I talked about wanting to help people in Iraq because they were colonized rather than helping. So to me, to help the UK or to help the military would be like helping, I don't know if I should say this, but helping the person who burgled the house rather than the person who had their house burgled. But helping Iraq would be the opposite way. Yeah, and the chance, like the Bible says, again, I'm going back, I'm not a scholar, I don't go to church, and again repeating my point, but it says to help the poorest 10%, or the poorest amongst you. And I think like the poorest 10% of people, or what you do to the lowest amongst you is what you do to me. So that gave me the idea to try and help the 10% poorest people. I thought of this figure, 10%. So yeah, my fellow dyslexics, I have something in common with, and if they struggle in places like India, like I saw this Indian film, Tara Zameen Par, and if they struggle, and it shows like a struggle of a dyslexic lad in, I know it's probably fictional, but it's kind of based on some sort of facts as well, and if they struggle or treat badly in a classroom, how to help them. I've just realised coincidentally this video could be like 18 minutes long, which is like for the 18 positive affirmations. So not that I planned, as I said, I didn't plan it out like that. I wanted to make it like 10 minutes, but anyway, I hope that wasn't waffling too much. I think that's covered it for part one. I'd love to know what you think and what sort of things you're grateful for, and if my videos or anything else have helped you or inspired you, given you new ideas or perspectives, and any feedback or comments, welcome. Peace out.